Letting go is not loss, rather, it is the gateway to emotional freedom. In a world brimming with ceaseless attachments and distractions, our instinct to hold on tight often becomes the very source of our suffering. To understand this better, we must first recognize that clinging to what is transient only binds us to an endless cycle of pain and expectation. The art of letting go, then, emerges not as a surrender to defeat but as a deliberate choice to reclaim serenity. Consider the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, who reminds us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. This insight is profound, for it directs our attention inward, away from the impossible task of controlling external circumstances, toward mastery over our own responses. In this light, letting go is not about abandoning responsibility or emotion, it is about accepting the limits of our control and, within these limits, cultivating peace. But here is the paradox: the very things we strive to possess, be it relationships, success, or material wealth, are often outside our ultimate command. The more we resist this truth, the more we suffer. Yet, when we learn to release our grip on these fragile attachments, we create space for freedom, for clarity, for resilience. Letting go teaches us that freedom is not found in possession, but in release. We live in an age where distractions abound. From the constant buzz of notifications to the endless pursuit of validation, our minds rarely find rest. The pressure to hold on, to ideas, to comforts, to identities, can weigh heavily. But it is precisely in this clinging that we lose ourselves. Letting go here is freedom, a return to ourselves unburdened by the chains of expectation. Reflect for a moment on the nature of attachment. Why do we hold on? Often, it is because we fear loss, uncertainty, or pain. Yet, this fear itself is a form of suffering. As Epictetus, another Stoic master, taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Letting go begins with this realization, that our suffering is amplified not by events themselves but by our resistance to their natural course. Imagine a tree in autumn, its leaves clinging stubbornly to branches, only to be torn away by the first gust of wind. The tree suffers no loss in letting go, instead, it prepares itself for renewal. So too must we learn to see our attachments as leaves, temporary and subject to change. Letting go is not loss, it is the wisdom to embrace impermanence. This perspective does not diminish the value of what we cherish, rather, it deepens it. When we hold something lightly, with awareness and gratitude, we honor its transient beauty without becoming enslaved by it. This balance is the heart of emotional freedom. But how do we begin this practice? The first step is awareness. Notice where you hold on tightly, what thoughts, emotions, or possessions weigh heavily on your spirit. Bring these into the light of consciousness without judgment. This act alone can begin to loosen the grip. Next, reflect on the nature of control. What aspects of your life are truly within your power? In the words of Marcus Aurelius, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. Recognizing this shifts the locus of control inward, where it belongs. There will be moments of discomfort, this is inevitable. Letting go can feel like loss because our minds resist change. But here is where patience and kindness toward oneself become essential. Emotional freedom is not a destination but a journey, marked by incremental steps and renewed commitment. We must also remember that letting go does not mean indifference. The Stoics were not advocates of cold detachment but of engaged presence tempered by wisdom. To care deeply yet without clinging is an art to be cultivated. It requires courage to face uncertainty without the crutch of possession. Consider the modern example of someone who loses a job. The immediate reaction might be panic, fear, and a desperate grasp at what was. But through the practice of letting go, one can shift perspective. The job was not the source of identity or value, but a circumstance subject to change. This shift opens the door to resilience and new possibilities. Letting go is not a one-time act but a continuous practice. Each moment presents a choice, to hold on or to release. By choosing release, we affirm our commitment to freedom. As the Stoic Seneca advised, sometimes even to live is an act of courage. Courage here means facing the unknown without the safety net of attachment. So what have we learned? Letting go in this moment is an invitation to reclaim your power over your mind. It is an act of acceptance that does not resign but empowers. It is a practice that frees you from the tyranny of external events and internal turmoil alike. This journey begins with a simple but profound shift, to accept what you cannot control. In doing so, you align yourself with reality rather than resistance. You step into a space where peace is not dependent on circumstances but on your own virtue. Remember, we are not alone in this endeavor. The Stoics walked this path centuries ago, providing us with a compass. Their teachings remain relevant, guiding us toward resilience, serenity, and true freedom. Letting go teaches that freedom is not something to be found in the world, but something to be cultivated within. It is the art of living with grace amid change, of embracing impermanence with courage, and of choosing peace over pain. As you continue, hold this thought close: the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Letting go refines those thoughts, releasing the burdens that cloud your mind and heart. Letting go here is freedom. It is the first step on the path to emotional mastery and inner peace. Embrace it not as loss, but as gain, a gain of clarity, strength, and resilience. In the next part, we will explore practical ways to deepen this practice through mindful detachment, learning to observe without clinging. But for now, rest in the knowledge that letting go is not a surrender, but a reclaiming of your true self. Let us begin this journey together, with patience, courage, and open hearts.